Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Psalm of the Day. It's Psalm 61. Rock of Ages is a Broadway musical built around classic rock songs from the 1980s. The lyric of one song, called Can't Fight This Anymore, says this: I tell myself that I can't hold out forever. I said there is no reason for my fear, 'cause I feel so secure when we're together. You give my life direction. You make everything so clear. That's quite a burden for someone else to carry, to be that person who can provide security, direction, and clarity for someone else. Could you be that rock for somebody? Well, Psalm 61 sees David in his weakness crying out for security, direction, and clarity. But he looks beyond another person. Hear my cry, O God. Listen to my prayer. From the ends of the earth I call to you. I call as my heart grows faint. And look at the images David chooses to describe his God. You are my rock. You are my refuge. You are my strong tower against the foe. If you know what that feeling is like when your heart grows faint within you, then do what David does. Cry out to the Lord and remember what he's been for you in the past. And then David shares his longings. I long to dwell in your tent forever and take refuge in the shelter of your wings. The tent may well have been the tabernacle, the place where the Lord met with his people. David longs to be forever in the Lord's presence, not out of duty, but for joy and security, sheltering under God's wings. And through Jesus, that longing for security can be satisfied as he continues to hold out his hands towards us and calls us to trust in him. He promises a security that lasts forever. No one can snatch his sheep from his hands. And then David looks to the future. Increase the days of the king's life, his years for many generations. May he be enthroned in God's presence forever. Appoint your love and faithfulness to protect him. Often our queen will refer to herself in the third person. But is this what David is doing here? I think he may have a future descendant in mind, according to the Lord's promise to him, who will not only reign for many generations, but be enthroned in God's presence forever. It reminds me of Jesus' words in the book of Revelation. Do not be afraid. I am the first and the last. I am the living one. I was dead, and now look, I am alive forever and ever. And I hold the keys of death and Hades. He is the fulfillment of David's longings, a king who is accepted by God, who will never be defeated, who gives joy and life to his people. I will ever sing in praise of your name, says David. Well, these feelings and longings can only be met through Jesus Christ. A man called Augustus Toplady, it was said, was once caught in a storm in the Cheddar Gorge and took refuge under a huge rock. It inspired the famous song, Rock of Ages, cleft for me. While I draw this fleeting breath, when mine eyes shall close in death, when I soar to worlds unknown, see thee on thy judgment throne, Rock of Ages, cleft for me. Let me hide myself in thee. Amen.